10, and I got on the block to race, and my suit split. So that was quite embarrassing and funny, because obviously then I couldn't go and get changed, so I had to race. So I remember bending over on the block and the whole of the back of my suit just ripped open for the world to see. So I remember racing a foreigner freestyle with my mum out for everybody. Yeah. So that was quite an embarrassing story.
I've done a lot of research, and that's never come up there.
Yeah, talk about that one very often.
Any more? Any more for any more?
I can't do 10 metres in David Lloyd Swimming Club without drifting into the middle lane. Has that ever happened to you? Or is that
maybe probably when I was maybe 5 or 6. What stroke are you doing?
Just dog and paddle.
On backstroke, sometimes you do drift, especially if you're swimming outdoors and it's sunny and things like that. But I generally, when I was swimming, I just looked at the bottom of the floor and just looked at the black line for 2.5 hours.
There's a line, is there?
Yeah, just follow the line.
Hi Joanne, you're from Northallerton, aren't you?
Yes.
I'm from Bedale.
Okay, small world.
So I work with sports technology in the day, my day job. I'm wondering how you've seen that evolve through your career and whether you'd use it personally in your training.
Yeah, so with swimming there was a huge controversy kind of in 2007, 8 and 9 because the suits were changing every year. Different kind of brands, whether it was Adidas, Speedo, Reed were bringing out different suits, and eventually they just wiped them all and they all went to a generic suit, which was really good because, you know, people were there to perform and to swim, and actually everyone's focus was on, oh my god, what suit are you wearing? And, you know, oh, that's the best suit, that's, you know, that's a different suit. But actually, you know, people were training 2.5 hours twice a day, and it was actually, you know, if you would, it was all about what suit you were wearing, not about what you'd been doing. So I think now all the suits are pretty much generic and pretty much exactly the same. And I think that's much better because, you know, people are there to swim and show how good they are at swimming, not how good the suit is. So I think with all the sports, it's very different. Swimming, the only thing really that has changed is the suit, but it's very much gone back down to, with the guys, they can just wear the shorts, and for the female athletes, they can wear the bodysuit up to the knees rather than having full arms and legs. So it was quite nice when eventually they said, you know, we're just going to go to them, and also some of them suits took about an hour to get into when you were trying to get ready for a race, where when they changed it took about 10 minutes, so it was a lot better when they just took them down to kind of the shorts rather than the full body ones.
Yeah, one question I wanted to ask was, how was you able to combine your studies with so much heavy training regime? Because I mean, as part of Inspire by Schools, one of the co-directors, I have a lot of young athletes from like 14 upwards, and when they come to the program, they always struggle with that balance.
Yeah. It's tough, it's really hard, and I'm not saying that I got it right every single time. I had really supportive family, and I also had really supportive teachers at school. You know, they were very much there to help me, and I think that was really good for me. I know that some athletes have really struggled with their schools and education because the teachers are very much like, you know, school is everything, you know, sport isn't as important, where actually, to me, it was sport that was really important to me. You know, I wasn't the most kind of academic of people. You know, I got by at school, I did my GCSEs and I passed them, but, you know, I wasn't one of those athletes getting 11 A stars in all my exams, and it was really tough, but I think, you know, it was just about getting that balance right and about being prepared. And, you know, setting these goals, so trying to, you know, make sure I did get my studies in, so I could sit my exams and do as well as I could, but knowing that, you know, I had to fit in all my training as well, and I think if it wasn't for my school, I don't think I'd have been able to juggle both. I know that, you know, I was training till 8:30, 9 o'clock at the night, and I knew that I had homeworking for the next day, so a lot of my teachers let me have extra time in the day where I could sit with them and go through my studies with them, especially if my exams coming up, they'd sit down with me and help me with my studies, and I think that's really important because I knew that, you know, swimming was what I wanted to do. I wanted to go to the Olympic Games, and you know, if I hadn't had that support, it'd been a lot harder for me. So I think it's just getting that balance right about trying to, you know, not just push your studies to one side, because they are important. You know, even if sport is your main thing, you know, studies are important. But for me, I knew that I could always fall back with studies later on in life. You know, you can study when you're any age, but you can't swim or do any other sport when you're kind of a little bit older. So I was lucky in the fact that I did do my GCSEs and I did my A-levels, and then for 4 years I swam full time, and that really worked for me. Then after Beijing, I had another couple of years where I just swam, and then I did university as a part-time degree where I could go into university once every couple of weeks, but then I did a lot of it from home. So I think now, as kind of we're moving through time, there's a lot more options. When I first wanted to just do full-time sport, everyone was like, oh, is that the right thing? What if things don't go very well? Where now, actually, there's a lot more options for you. You can study from home, you can study online. There's a lot of different things you do. I know a lot of students do that. I know a lot of them do online university courses. A lot of them, you know, do both full-time. So I think there is a lot more help out there, which is good.
Yeah, I mean, one thing just to add to that, one thing that we find is that the students that get on board and get a good routine with their studies actually get better grades.
Yeah.
Because they got the discipline of waking up early, they got the discipline of
definitely
training and everything. So, I mean, was that similar to you, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah.
What grades did you get at GCSE?
So for me, my favourite studies were English, PE and food technology, and I got an A in English and PE, and I got B in food technology, and then the rest I got C's and D's at. You know, I didn't pass all of them. History I got a D at, and I think geography, but the majority of them I did get C's at. But I've got a niece who is 11 now, who has just started swimming, and she's quite a good swimmer, and she goes, I think, 4 or 5 times a week, and she's just started secondary school, and already from being at school 2 weeks now, she's got loads of homework, and already she's getting stressed and she's struggling. And you know, I've sat down and spoke to her about it, that you can't let it get on top of you. I think that's the worst thing you can possibly do, because as soon as you start letting things get on top of you, that's when you get stressed and you fall behind at school and with your kind of swimming. And one thing that I think I totally agree with you when you say that, you know, whether it's sport or education, they help each other. I think they come together really well. And I think getting up at, you know, 5:30, 6 o'clock every morning, going to school at 9 o'clock till 4, and then going straight on to back to training, you've got to be organised, and you've got to be kind of set in your way. Well, I'm going to do this, 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 and then, and have a plan for the week. And I think that definitely helped me. And if I was getting behind at school, I would speak to my family, I'd speak to my teachers, and they were always there to help me. But I think having that kind of weekly target of where you need to do your homework, you know, where your training sessions were, definitely helped me. And that's one thing I spoke to my niece about, saying, well, you know, if you have a kind of little planner of where you can do these things in the week, then it won't get on top of you. But don't struggle, and don't struggle in silence. And I think that is it can be a slippery slope if you do that. I know a lot of athletes, especially that have gone to university, have really let things get on top of them, and they've really, really struggled when there is a lot of help out there for them, whether it's, you know, family, friends, you know, psychologists. I think, you know, if you get on top of it early, I think that can help you kind of in the future.
How did you get into swimming?
I'm from a really small town, really, really small. Like I said, I was born in Northallerton, but I grew up in Richmond, North Yorkshire, with a population of about 10,000 people. It's quite a small town, really not much to do there. I think there's 2 schools, there's I think a couple of pubs, and that's about it. There really isn't much to do. So as a youngster, there was a swimming pool, so my mum and dad took me just to learn how to swim, and they took my sister as well. And it's something I really enjoyed doing. I generally loved going swimming. I made loads of new friends there. And it just something that I kept on going. I saw obviously my sister training. I used to go and watch her swim as she was a little bit older than me. And I just thought, why am I sat here watching when I could be in swimming as well? So it's definitely because of my sister that I got involved with the sport. And I think it's because of her that I continued as well. I think there was a lot of times in my career as, you know, going through secondary school, I could have quite easily been like, oh, you know, I'll just finish there and things like that. But seeing her compete at an Olympian Games really inspired me. And I remember watching her at the Olympics thinking I would love to do that. You know, I never know it would happen, but my goal in life was to go to the Olympic Games, and I feel very fortunate that I got to achieve that.
I was thinking maybe we should do we're going to do the giveaway and also the medal, so it's an opportunity for maybe. Am I the only one? Sure. Okay, cool. So yeah, we've got a bit of a giveaway.